Welcome, beautiful souls. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in with I feel like there's a little Edgar Allan Poe deep sea dives. We shall go is where I kind of feel it from my soul. Because I was the high priestess. Let my heart be still a moment in this mystery explore. And so that's kind of the path I'm on right now. Right, so I was reading some of Edgar Allan Poe's short stories. And so for those of you that don't know anything about Edgar Allan Poe, let me read a little bit about who this man is. Right, so on October 3rd, 1849, Edgar Allan Poe, 41, same age as I, right? And arguably the most famous living American poet was discovered slumped over in a Baltimore tavern that happened to be serving as a polling place for that day's municipal election. Normally impeccably attired in a tailored black suit, he was shabbily dressed in what appeared to be another man's clothes and looked bloated and perhaps beaten. He was taken to a nearby hospital where for 4 days he slipped between lucidity and incoherence. According to hospital records and press accounts, he died on October 7th of acute congestion of the brain. A phrase that speaks today at the limits of medical knowledge in 1849, but also a suggestive euphemism for overindulgence in alcohol. The phrase also recalls the pseudoscientific subjects that serve as the focus for many of Poe's tales, like the monomania suffered by Aegeus, the narrator of the early horror tale Bernice. Okay. Forgive my cat. But either way, Edgar Allan Poe, I feel very connected to in many kind of ways. And so that's why we're here. So I was reading, now I don't know. No, so I just want to share this with you. Me as I'm reading, I like to take things all in personally myself without any outside bias. So I know that there's loads of information and breakdowns and people opinionating and giving their 2 cents about Edgar Allan Poe's writings, right? And I'm sure I've even had to do some during my schooling and stuff like that. And I was particularly intrigued, like one of my first early on stories that I read of his that I loved was The Black Cat and the Raven, right? And so you know, everyone who has ever been drawn to Edgar Allan Poe, you know that there has been peculiar moments in your life where you've been drawn to a particular story, if not all of them. You know what I'm saying? And so I like to see where I naturally flow into my no. So I don't want to know anything really. Like, so it's like going to the movie. Like I tell my daughter, don't tell me what the movie's about. She's like, I already did. But that's what I mean. I have so much life going on that I can easily forget about something that I had yet to see so that I can enjoy it when I do get to see it or something. I'm the type of person I'm like, don't tell me what the movie's about. I just want to go in blind. Right? So I can have a natural experience as blind as it can be. I crave natural, authentic experiences without influence. So I really am big on isolation. I'm really big on clearing yourself of all, what's the word I'm looking for? Like sensory deprivation. Sorry, my lip is, it's a bit itchy. And a little chapped too. So I'm gonna keep going like this. I'm sorry. When it hurts, I just want to bite it. Okay, so anyway, What about him? So anyways, I was reading, so yeah, the whole point of that, sorry, is that I want to formulate my own honest opinions about things without being influenced. So note that I'm sure I know that I've read so many of his stories throughout my lifetimes and stuff like that. It's weird. Right. Anyways. I'm receiving a lot. Okay. But for this lifetime experience right now, this perceived 3D reality that I am attuned to, be in, to articulate on, and all that kind of stuff. Right now, it's fresh for me. It's like if I've never read Edgar Allan Poe before, because it's been quite some time. So I don't want to know outside opinion. So I'm reading these like if I'm reading these for the first time. And so I became engrossed. Hold on. Anywho, so I don't know anything that has been said about these things right at this moment right now. So when I was reading the story, so what I was gonna say was I don't know if it's MS or Ms. I'm reading it like Ms. because the title of the story is MS, period. Like Ms, right? So Ms found in a bottle. So that's the story. And this is the quote that pulls me that I'm gonna share with you. A feeling for which I have no name has taken possession of my soul. A sensation which will admit of no analysis, to which the lessons of bygone times are inadequate, and for which I fear futurity itself will offer me no key. To a mind constituted like my own, the latter consideration is an evil. I know that I shall never be satisfied with regard to the nature of my conception. Yet, it is not wonderful that these conceptions are indefinite, since they have their origin and sources so utterly novel. A new sense, a new entity is added to my soul. And so that, like, for me, it's like, oh, yes, yes, a feeling for which I have no name has taken possession of my soul. This awakening, right? This alchemy divine existing within my shrine. I shall never, I know that I shall never be satisfied in regards to the nature of my own conception, which is this human conditioning. We're always like in this state of evolution where we're not satisfied. We're not satisfied with that which we have, which we are, which we do. We want more. It's like hungry for more, right? It's like I know this because no matter how much I try to appease this sense in myself, right? No matter how often I try to appease this, no matter how often I try to find that peace, kumbaya, content with all life, peace be me, and all this kind of stuff. There's this fervor, this passion, this thing that takes possession of my soul. My soul. I need my soul. Right? So I wanted to share this, so I hit record because I'm like, let's do this together. Let's travel these lands. Let's expand, right? Let's continue to grow. Let's be possessed by that which we're passionate about, that which we desire to be. No holding back, no shame either. You know what I mean? Nobody's fucking perfect. And I know that I could sound like a walking contradiction with that, because people would be like, oh, how can you say that, but then be so strong in some of your opinions? That's because I know where the fuck I stand. That's why. And I could be strong in my conviction without offense to you, and the difference between that which we are. I'm not offending you if you take offense. I'm just stating that which is for me. Like with this whole thing, like with you know, whatever. Anyways, I'm not here to shame. I'm here to express. I'm here to speak that which it is. And if you're triggered by that which I express, check yourself, mate. Because nobody's offending you. Unless you're standing in my face and I'm saying you, and I got my finger and I'm pointing at you, then you should have you should not ever be triggered. Not true, right? You should never be offended by me, even if you're triggered by that which I say. Because I'm not talking to you anyways. And trust that if it's in face to face, I have no hair on this tongue of mine. And if you ask, then so shall you receive. You know what I mean? With a heart of compassion, even if I deliver it blunt-tastic, right? So this feeling for which I have no name has taken possession of my soul. What is that? Passion, bold, those are just expressions of the feeling that it brings, but what is that thing, right? And then it's just, right, yet it is not wonderful that these conceptions are indefinite, since they have their own origin. This is beyond me. This is like the downloading of consciousness. You know what I mean? This is beyond that which I know, and it exists here beyond my own my humanoid being able to not be able to fully conceive this grandiose perception of depth to me, to you, to us, to we, to this whole collective university is deep. So, and then I like the way he writes this, because it makes me think of my natural inclination towards introspection, reflection, detection through identification, accountability, responsibility, transformation, transmutation, all these things that I work through all. We're doing this, right? Everybody's just different level, different devil, different aspect, different plane. But this dimension we be sharing, all in the same. It's just different planes of existence on the same dimensionals that we can be. And yes, there's interdimensionals and there's multidimensionals and there's all those kind of things. Shit is like a hey. Andromeda. Camilla. What happened? Come here, sweetheart. What happened? She's half Abyssinian, and I've learned from having her and Shiva, her sisters. I call them twins, even though they look different. Their eye shapes are different and stuff. And their head shape. Abyssinian, one of their genetic things can be alopecia, loss of hair. So she's been tested and things like that, and taken to things. She's absolutely healthy. It's not even a hormonal thing right now. She's, whatever, hot ass. But her loss of hair is due to the Abyssinian trait of alopecia. So there's like really nothing you can do about her stuff. It just sometimes loses hair, it goes back, and then loses that. But her hormonal balance and stuff like that is good. She healthy. She's good. She's good. Like, what? I know you could just leave her. I know. Yeah. So yeah, so he says an incident has occurred which has given me new room for meditation. My best friend laughs at me every time I go, I have an epiphany. Or a new dimension to something, or whenever I word it, I'm butchering it now because I'm trying to like think about exactly what it is that I say, and it's just orgasmic in every kind of way. But it's just like you always, I had a dream, or one of those I had a dream moments, or just when you have all these downloads of epiphanies and insights, right, to your own wonderland of rabbit hole adventure. You took the dive, and so it's always going to be a high and low and high and low and high and low we go, and we ride the roller coaster or ride the surfboard wave. However you want to look at it, my dear. But you got to get out of your own way and find the perspective shift that you need in order to make it harmony, no matter what it be. Right? And so that's just like interesting. Anyway, so my daughter tells me that I shouldn't be given these things, because she's like, what's that on your chin? But if you see, because I have a dimple on my chin, don't look at my nose, but it's a heart. And I get some stars. I don't know if you can see. And she says that I shouldn't be given things like this. Wow, and I have hearts on my eyelids too. I don't know if you can see it. And I got a heart on my chin. That's how I went outside today. And I'm going out again. So, go. Right on my chin. Right on my chin. And I'll hug the heart. And hug the heart. And I loved her with a love more fervent than I had believed it possible to feel for any denizen of her. Page of candles, something burning. If I have something's burning for your love. I'm burning up for your love. I'm burning up for your love. If everything knocks down and falls, that's Andromeda, like rubbing on everything. I'm burning up for your love. I'm burning up for your love. Someone's burning up for your love. A feeling for which I have no name has taken possession of my soul. It's called being in love. It's driving me mad. It could be driving somebody mad, because they not mad like bad, but mad like insane in the membrane, because they got it bad for you. You got it bad. And you know, but you got it bad. So or maybe it's a mutual thing, because look at 4 candles here, right? They're together, like it's adoration. It's like I love you, you love me, we're a happy family. But a big hug and a kiss from you. Won't you say you love me too? A feeling for which I have no name has taken possession of my soul. What is it that you speak of? What is done in love is done well. So these stories we love to tell, Vincent van Gogh, another one of my favorites. What is done in love is done well. And so that's what's happening. That is what's happening here. Right? Oh, and then, right? Because also here in the picture of this book, you can see a picture, right? And then underneath the picture it says, incomprehensible men, wrapped up in meditations of a kind, which I cannot divine, they pass me by unnoticed. So it's like that energy planes of that worlds of existence, and that's what I was saying. Hi, I'm sorry. where we can be on the same dimension, different plane of existence, energy, frequency, vibration, right? And so if you watch one of my other videos where it's like, I can't hear you, I can't hear you, I can't hear you from this energy, frequency, vibration, y'all meet me on this energy, frequency, vibration. If not, you irrelevant to my nation, because I'm in my United Alchemization. So you got to go get hip with those sensations, right? Because this is real talk here. So if you on your energy, frequency, vibration, and this, quaff the raven, nevermore. 8 of Wells, feelings, to live to tell, right? Because of all those cups that have been spilled. So it's like 3 of Wells, but this is strong emotion. Hear the sledges with the bells, silver bells, where the world of merriment their melody foretells. So it's like, right? So their melody foretells these lovers, right? A feeling for which I have no name. A feeling for 10 of fucking candles. And all I've loved, I love alone. Right? Because the fire, right? So that melancholic desire too, right? 8 of Paws, the raven. Didn't we just speak about the raven? Once upon a midnight dream, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. To some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. A visitor, right? The true genius shudders at incompleteness, imperfection, and usually prefers silence to saying something which is not everything that should be said, right? And the maddening of that which goes unsaid, right? So it's like you're awakening the dead within you, Dead Sea Scrolls, and it doesn't matter of your history. This is mystery, and this is your own personal documentary coming into judgment. You see about that which you are creating for yourself. And so it can feel like a living torment, a living hell, especially if you don't express it yourself well, right? Throat chakra clearing on blast. We're clearing away and we're activating all that which is inspired, desired to be your proper attire as you get in alchemy with all the sensations in your mind, body, heart, and soul, energy, frequency, vibration, getting into your own motivation, inspiration, right? Evolutions. There was a loud blast as of many trumpets. There was a harsh grating as of 1,000 thunders. And so this is like the love too, crescendoing. How do you deny love? Then you got this Queen of Clothes energy, right? This energy. Words have no power to impress the mind without the exquisite horror of the reality. And sometimes that can be a harsh truth about reality not matching the dream, the fantasy, the desire to inspire. But express from your woe that which you desire to inspire. Get out of your own way. It's a matter of watch my other video in terms of the description of the 10 of Clothes. Those clothes, the perception of how those clothes feel or what they look like or what they represent. A perceptual shift, right? Because the Chariot, right? Something the Emperor, right? Coming in his chariot, coming out of his 5 of Wells, his sadness, doesn't want to live to tell, or is that the journey to hell? And it can feel like that too. This journey to hell. This is hell. Dante's Inferno, another excellent book read. Maybe we'll read that too, together, because I haven't read that in a long time. I read that book more than once, but I haven't read it in a long time. It's been a while. So we can read that together. But the Emperor, once upon a midnight dream, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. Right? So what is that what is forgotten within your being that's crying, that's longing, that's desiring, that's wanting, that's craving, that's needing, right? What is crescendoing, right? Five of wells. The skies, they were ashen and sober. The leaves, they were crisp and sere. The leaves, they were withering and sere. It was a night in the lonesome October of my most immemorable, of my most immemorable, immemorial, immemorable. Oh shit. Andromeda, Andromeda, come here, come here, come here, come here, Andromeda. Nine of Claws, Pentacles, right? So man's real life is happy, chiefly because he is ever expecting that it soon will be so. So it's coming into this death, this transformation that must occur, right? The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? The boundaries which divide life from death, the boundaries, the ones that will cross from the life into the death, right? It's like bringing that which is dying or dead back into life. It's like resurrection in a new phase, in a new way, allowing the death to transform, to transmutate, so that the transformation can begin, right? The new beginning spin. Andromeda, for these Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles, that which you're working on building or closing yourself off to. With these materials and with the aid of my trowel, I began vigorously to wall up the entrance of the niche. So you're beginning to understand, and this too, this relationship to whatever this building is beginning to understand its role, because it's doing the diving, it's doing the deep soul searching. You're doing the deep soul search. If you're doing the deep soul search, so are those that you have in your midst. Now, the leveling of vibration they be on that into your allowing, it's based on your allowance of what you allow into your electromagnetic sphere of existence without any resistance. Six of Swords coming out of Six of Quills, right? We called it the river of silence, where there seemed to be a hushing influence in its flow, right? So here, this incomprehensible men wrapped up in meditations of a kind which I cannot divine, they passed me by unnoticed, and that too could be the scream of the evolution of those silenced by the mean energy that exists. Everything has an energy, right? Abundance is an energy, prosperity is an energy, sadness is an energy, depression is an energy, outside of you, invited by you, based on what you bridge to you and the unification of you and the tribe that you make. The Tower, the Tower. The Tower is inevitable too, inevitable. So these tapping into these energy systems is coming from your resonance. Check your resonance, where you do not need to reside there. Resonance, at RESONANCE, resonance. Don't have to be your resident, RESIDENCE, resident. And are you a resident, RESIDENT, right? So you have resonance, residence, wait, resonance, don't need to reside. Where you're on, I'll play that back. right? So that could be it too. Time which I cannot divine, they pass me by unnoticed, that scream, that shout of the silence, the oppressed. Now, roaring, roaring and soaring, raising and increasing their vibration, energy, frequency, learning from their experience. What do you want to be? Ask yourself. All right, you don't know how to be, but what do you want that to be? What do you want that to feel like? So start approaching the feel like. I don't know how to get there, but what do I want it to feel like? So the feel like is going to lead you to the be like. But it's an energy management system that you have to activate within your own self. And that's going to take you being really honest. That's what's going to help. Moon. So the moon never beams without bringing me dreams. So again, another message is just continuance about your dream cycle. If you don't remember your dreams, you can easily activate them, and you can continuously activate them until you start to remember them, right? So before going into sleep, you can chant to yourself deep, right? I recall all my dreams upon awakening. I am excited to recall all my dreams upon awakening. I am so excited to recall all my dreams upon awakening. I'm so excited to recall all my dreams upon awakening. I'm super excited to recall all my dreams upon awakening. It excites me to recall all my dreams upon awakening. I'm excited to write down all my dreams upon awakening. Do you get that? I am excited to recall all of my dreams upon awakening. I'm excited to write all of my dreams. I am excited to live all of my dreams. But yeah, before going to bed, chant to yourself until you fall into your sleep. It's like a meditation deep. I'm excited to recall all of my dreams upon awakening. You're welcome. You want more DIY, strategize for living your best, divine, alchemized, authentic to yourself kind of life, then definitely for 99 cents, you should definitely consider investing and subscribing to my Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS, Daphne, the one and only. And so, being young and dipped in folly, I fell in love with melancholy. Story of my life, right? So, Four of Wells. Right? So what are you holding on to in your emotions or not tapping into in your emotions? That's another thing about the DIY strategy, helping you find real workable DIY type solutions for yourself to get you through this kind of living hell, or conditioned behavioral breakings of your own chains, right? Behavioral patterns and conditionings in every kind of way. Check out my first video. My first video on here is a testament to breaking chains, freaking out and getting out of my own way and following suit, even though I didn't want to or felt uncomfortable. It's getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? Learning to be comfortable with the unknown and how it can be perceived to feel uncomfortable. You need me? Some time has passed. I was really hungry. I needed to eat something. But yeah, so Tash was talking about the dreams, right? Learning to be comfortable with the unknown and how it can be perceived to feel uncomfortable, right? And learning to embrace that being uncomfortable doesn't necessarily have to be bad either. The star, right? When the light was extinguished, she covered me warm, and she prayed to the angels to keep me from harm, to the queen of the angels to shield me from harm. So there's some kind of like wish. But you gotta get through the fear. So it's like a fear. It's like this inner cry. Yeah, it's that inner cry. Like here in the book, right? They pass me by unnoticed. So that cry of feeling unnoticed, right? So it's like the quill in the back, right? The perception. You're thinking you're being stabbed, but it's just you're on a whole other different dimension, even frequency, and you feel unheard or not received in such a way, maybe by your peers, community, whatever, and then even the ones that you perceive to be similar to you in some kind of way shun you in some kind of way. It's because you don't see the frequency you really are. That's why. And so your perception of it is like being shunned or rejected or something like that. Meanwhile, it's just the whole other different kind of frequency altogether. So I hear like justice is served because you shift your perceptional view, which shifts again your frequency too. A new outlook for you. You can't unsee what you see. And so when you get to that leveling of perception view, you know what I mean? Like what was a challenge is no more, because you went through a whole other separate door. And then the future self that cannot see that in the detailing just yet finds thanks. I lost train. What I was saying. That happens sometimes too. Yeah. Look at that. Look down and it just says, among an hour ago, I made bold to trust myself among a group of the crew. I made bold to trust myself. And that's a strength and a self-energy empowerment within your being to get yourself to that place of judgment, of justice that's here, right? That's what I'm saying. Justice. The justice is here. And the justice comes swift. Swift. It comes swift because it's judgment. It's judged. And that cry, so changing the perception of that cry. Changing the perception of that cry. Because once you can see it outside of that dark space, you can't unsee that. And that's going to change everything. To see that cry is not you being rejected, you're just a different frequency. It's not you being shunned, it's just you're just a different frequency. And so a lot of people too, when they don't understand something or know something, when something is unknown, you're unknown, an unknown, you're a flat, unidentified flying object. Some people are gonna welcome the aliens, and some people are gonna fucking run and scream, and then there's some people are gonna go to war with it. You know what I mean? And that's that flight or fight response etched into our conditioning. A parasympathetic. Right? So it's just a matter of perception, which is also an interdimension. And you're getting to know better this interdimension that exists within your interdimension, which is part of a multi-dimension that is quantifiable, but it's dimensional and it's infinite. And and the more infinite you grow into your own leveling of expansion, the more infinite things will begin to appear and the more vast it can be. And if your mental is not aligned with all that's happening spiritually, physically, all at the same time, it can be like one cuckoo's nest away from going to the Looneyville. Looney Tunes, that's what it could feel like. But you're on your spiritual empowerment mission. Lord, help my poor soul. Maybe even surrendering to the act of not asking, or it's like believing in a higher power with no conviction. I've had this battle. I tell you, I had an issue with the word God. And although I was raised Catholic in Catholicism and had to do all of that and converted to Christianity and did all this, I was allowed to travel different denominations in quest of this God-like feeling. And I would sit there, I would try everything, and I would be like, why do I feel so disconnected from this shit? How come if I say, oh, this is like insulting my intelligence or something, and then or watching people like really like analyzing a situation, observing like when people talk tongues and this and that, and if it's just collective like Me Too movements, or if it's genuine shit, real like shit, and then being touched by God, like, you know, in ways that has made me believe that there's something grand, or like, you know, all these moments and stuff like that. But the connection being empty. It's just like the argument that I would have as a small child in Catholicism at school and saying, how come we keep praying about the same prayer over and over again? Did you not believe yourself the first time? What do you say? Nobody ever had an answer though. It's like, so it's analyzing the cry, it's analyzing the points, it's analyzing the sentence structure too. It's analyzing what does it mean to you, because you're the filler of that script. So if your prescription is empty, how the fuck can it manifest? How can it be prescribed? How can it be obtained? How can it affirm? How can it activate? If the fucking prescription itself, the ingredients, the scripting that you're doing is empty, it's empty. I refuse to write God down on paper if it was for a prayer, because it was empty for me. And all the fucking, the worldly taint that stained the word from me, that had such great majesty to it, I could not use it because it wasn't mine. And so I've had to travel this journey, finding peace with what feels comfortable for me to say, that it makes it genuine, that it makes it authentic, that it makes it real. So that when I speak it, it's affirmed, it is activated, it is true, it has meaning, it has substance, it weighs what it's supposed to weigh, the equation of that which I say. But a lot of these words that people be saying be fucking empty, superficial, empty. And then wonder why their activation, their manifestation, their prayer goes unheard, unnoticed, and all this kind of shit, because it was empty to begin with. I'm a passionate person. I'm not scolding anyone. I have hard-headed syndrome too, and I learn a lot of shit the fucking hard way too. But this is the way I communicate. It shifts, it changes at times, and things channel through me that I don't know who said that. But I've stopped asking that question because I just understand it better. And the evolution of that understanding better has grown me further on my own personal development. That I learned answers to questions that I once had that, oh my gosh, it does get answered. It does have meaning. Ah, this makes sense. The chariots arise for you at this time when you activate your true divine and alchemize. As soon as the balloon quits the earth, it is subjected to the influence of many circumstances, tending to create a difference in its weight. What did we just think? Oh my gosh. Augmenting or diminishing its ascending power. Let me read that again without my laughter of interruption, just by the words chosen by this description of my Edgar Allan Poe-ish spirit uncle too. I don't know. It's deeper than that, they say. And I hear it too, but I just don't want to share it live here either. And so that's why I just keep it to my ascenders, to myself. As soon as the balloons quit the earth, it is subjected to the influence of many circumstances, tending to create a difference in its weight, augmenting or diminishing its ascending power. The balloon hopes. Just read that on the thing. Lord, help my poor soul. So if you're a God believer, right, that's your conviction, that's your God, that has weight, that's your soul, that's, you feel that bold. Make sure that's your truth when you say that too. What does that word mean for you? Universe, if you use universe, if you use spirit. I had to find words that I felt comfortable with and then ask myself, why do I feel comfortable in this? What does that mean to me? And what's my definition of that? So that when I'm saying it, I'm speaking my truth in full authentic mode, not just repeating that which I hear. Fuck out of here. I speak it as I receive it. Not how he, she, and all those kind of fudge out of here. You know what I mean? Individuality. I only fuck with individuals. Not wannabes, not copycats, not meanies. That, well, I know a lot of mean people, but they're great people. It's not anything that could appear mean. I'm learning a lot too, like even just from the air quality of science and how sharp with their tongue they can be, and it can appear to someone that's so sensitive too. Ah, you're so mean, you know what I mean? But is it? Some of it is. But you know, it's just, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's perception. Hey, so it's like picking you choose justice. Okay, a wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its redresser. Oh my gosh, do you hear that? A wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its redresser. That's right. People try to paint over the picture that which you were by painting over the picture that which you were. And now here you are undressing that picture which they draw because you are depicting it at best. And you're like, fuck out of here with that outfit. That shit ain't even mine. The hanged one. There are two bodies, the rudimental and the complete, corresponding with the two conditions of the worm and the butterfly. Wow. The worm and the butterfly. The caterpillar and the butterfly. So a wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its redresser. Okay, sorry. It is equally unrepressed when the avenger fails to make himself felt as such to him who has done the wrong. Justice is here, and it's completing a cycle of the caterpillar and the butterfly. So if you watched any of the other videos, there's this transition taking place, grueling as it can be, necessary. The gruelingness, gruesomeness, the tears, the tantrum, they are needed. It's not to shame you or for you to beat yourself up about the tantrum that you must have in order to activate. It's okay to have a tantrum. It's okay to go into a fit of emotional expression. It's unhealthy when you stay there. The wheel. Never to suffer or never to have been blessed. What? The wheel. Right? So for the moon never beams without bringing me dreams. Those dreams. What was that sentence? Right? I'm excited to recall all of my dreams upon awakening. Nine of Wells, getting into your emotional position. It was a voluptuous scene, that masquerade. So no more masquerade. Six of Paws, Six of Pentacles. Something being given in reciprocity. This masquerade off. It's like someone having a glass of wine and finally telling the person they love them. I don't know. That could be for somebody. Let me know. From my infancy, I was noted for the docility and humanity of my disposition. Right? And yeah, it's companionship. See the Edgar Allan Poe cat? It's companionship in this transformation process that brings a coupling, a unification, whether it be a solo one or with a partner or with a soul family, right? It's whatever it is and wherever you are on your journey that marks the spot for you. You may have been on the journey where it was career, and then so it's progressing, right? It's now gathering all the missing components and making what you feel that needs to be complete. It's gathering all the pieces together, but making you complete within your being too during the process of the transition. That can be gruesome, that can be grueling, that can be emotional for the lovers. And so all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride. Night of candles, coming in hot. Below, stir is in the air, the wave, there is a movement there. So some kind of movement for the lovers taking place. Right? Because they're choosing wise, you're choosing wise, right? Seven of Paws. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with the caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. So it's going to work for the lovers. The lovers are going to work together or meet together. So meet each other on the same page. Complementary be the wave, right? Six of Quills, right? So Six of Swords, coming out of challenging times. We called it the river of silence, where there seems to be a hushing influence in its flow, because there's movement in that, in which is so for fucking candles again, right? So I loved her with a love more fervent than I had believed it possible to feel for any denizen on earth, right? So this is like really being in love, coming in your truth. Knight of Quills, like I am in my truth, I am in power. This person is in their truth and their power too, the object, truth, or the satisfaction of the intellect, and the object, the passion of the excitement of the heart are, although attainable to a certain extent in poetry, far more readily attainable in prose. The circleness of it, but it's so true. Sometimes it can feel like that too. Like you can have the excitement in your mind, your body, your heart, and then lack it in the reality. But in poetry, it sounds so great too. You know what I mean? But the world, but it's coming out into the world, right? It's coming out into the world, right? It's all that we see or seem, but a dream within a dream. Right? It is all that we see or seem, but a dream within a dream. And then you have the sun, right? So you have the sun, right? So they who dream by day are cognizant of many things, which escape those who dream only by night. And this is where your imagination takes flight. So this is an awesome time to let those candles burn, right? To put that which you want to grow. Suddenly a corner was turned, a blaze of light burst upon our sight, right? So, right, you're getting out of your own way. We tremble with the violence of the conflict within us, right? We're getting out of this five of candles type of sorrow, type of energy, this sadness, this depression, or this view on the depression, the sadness, or the feeling that is false. It's distorted illusion. It's conditioned, this behavioral patterns and conditioning that can cause you to treat yourself in thought in a way that doesn't serve your greatest good, right? So we tremble with the violence of the conflict within us, of the definite with the indefinite, of the substance with the shadow. But if the context have proceeded this far, it is the shadow which prevails. We struggle in vain. And that's part of that conditioning, that stain, that pain, collectively we all share to get out of that melancholic layer or that harshness that has been programmed into our being, right? We're reprogramming, we're sowing new seeds, right? Breed a seed, and you're doing that in your hermiting, right? You're hermiting, and that's what's happening for the energy, frequency, vibration that's going to be for you in your healthy, wealthy, stealthy ways that you're establishing for yourself in that kind of way. You have to know that you will meet that light that is like you in every kind of way once you get out of your own way, right? In the hermit zone, right? So not one of all the crowd to pry into thine hour of secrecy. Be silent in that solitude, right? So it's like a fasting, right? A fasting ritual. Yeah, so going back to that DIY strategize, I give a lot of DIY simplify strategize that you can do from the comfort of you, right? In your own place and space too, as a subscriber on Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS, me, the one and only on Instagram. For 99 cents, you get a shitload of fucking mana that is infinite and growing. And right now, even if you subscribe, you would be gifted, as of right now, as I'm recording, over 200 or more posts shared over there and continuously growing. Okay, so I post all the time, and so you would have so much to catch up on. Like there will be never-ending stuff for you. Seriously. And it's all beneficial. And it's all about energy management solutions for you in practical magic ways, right? That applies as spirit science, alchemy in every kind of way, because that's how I operate. That's how I pull those strings. And so these are successful things that you can do, things that will be successful for you when you do that what you must in order to get that what you want in that kind of way. And this is just a supportive, sacred space for 99 cents too, a small investment portion of a thank you, right? For that which you even give and take, receive, because over there, although it's 99 cents, it gives me the freedom. This is why I keep it at 99 cents, and I'm realizing it as I continue as to why I keep such value mana at 99 cents. It's because I want everyone who wants that kind of stuff to invest in themselves and to put in that portion. And sometimes when you get those newbies and people that want that for themselves, they might be struggling financially now too. So that's always in my mind as well, to be considerate to those that might not be able to pay the $4.99, $2.99. That might be harsh in their system. Although with the subscription, you should get out of that predicament soon enough as you continue to feel inspired continuously by the muse, right? That's the Instagram muse, Enchantress there for you, right? That pocket rocket muse of inspiration, but it'll be up to you and what you do with your own divine united nation and how you operate that sensation and progress through this process, that you have support And then the beauty of that too is that if you have any questions, any kind of thing, you have direct access to me as a subscriber, because I will respond to you, and then I will make a collective video in response to that which you ask, so that it benefits everyone. Because that is what I do. You meet me in private, I'll hide. I don't need to share your identity, but I would take that which you ask and then make and create something, a DIY or a video or a response to it, or whatever the case may be, so that you and everyone too benefits from that which is being shared for only fucking 99 cents. But all that free shit, that like this is my free. So anything outside of this free that people want to keep on taking and asking for me, you wouldn't believe the amount of messages that I receive from people that don't even like a picture, never show support, but they got questions for days. And they want to use my energy in every kind of way. Oh, they just want me. Oh, it feels so great to talk to you. Thank you. What does that do for me? Shit. And it's not about, oh, what does that do for me? But still, it has been a depletion of energy and a finalization of getting into my own United Nations to draw that line in the sand. And it really took one person that really shook me up in that department. I said one thing that triggered the unhealed aspect, that unhealed version of myself, to really think about what was being said and thank that person for the insight, because I didn't like the way that felt. And I didn't need to allow that anymore. Right? Someone got real cocky and snooty with being okay with the amount of attention that I get, that it invigorates them in every kind of way. And mind you, all I pretty much say is hi, or just engage if they have a question or two or whatever the stuff may be. And that was enough to get them high. And then I think I may have said something like, whatever, I don't even remember, but it was like that they don't need to, like, anyways. But the digger, the deep digger that it was for me, that was like, whoa, smug be you, because you get high off of this too. And the way that they said it too, with such a smugness, like I'm content with the amount of attention you give to me. It feels good. But like, it wasn't, yes, that could, I hear how the sentence can say now, and I'm saying it so it doesn't sound so bad. That's not what I got from that at all. It was more succubi, like. So anyways, it changed a lot of how I want and choose and do to handle things, especially on social media, because you put yourself out there on social media, and you know, there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of different variations of kinds of folk, and what you allow will only continue. And so I didn't like the way that made me feel. Now, did I attack that person? No. Why? Thank you for allowing me, for giving me the insight of something that I needed to see about how much I do give, because I'm just so, right? But it could be depleting. I could be doing something else with my time, instead of wasting my time with individuals that just want my high, but give nothing in return. Yeah, it feels good to talk to me, to be in my presence and all this kind of stuff. It'll be those same kind of motherfuckers and mofos, and they'll shade you the next day after you gave them all the juju, all the juice, all the nice, good feeling vibe. They'll go and they'll snub you the next day and be like, bye, or ignore you for life. I got family like that. I make them all feel good. Crickets be in my own, like, work and career, and you know, show love to your family. Crickets, immediate family, crickets. But they all watch when they see, and they'll pretend like they don't. It would be insulting. It used to really hurt my feelings. I'm getting better at it every single time. But again, that's the thing with that quote, right? That quote. Incomprehensible men wrapped up in meditations of a kind which I cannot divine, they pass me by unnoticed. So it's like, yeah, but you are. It's not that you're unnoticed. That you don't see yourself. That's what's unnoticed. You don't see yourself. Right? For the most wild, Ace of Claws, Pentacles, yet most homely narrative which I am about to pen, I neither expect nor solicit belief. Exactly. And so now you're on your own type of rise too, about how you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to defend, right? If you watch any of my other videos, I talk about that. I'm like, why are you fighting their fight? That's how they get you to participate. They bring you down. They bring you down to their leveling of energy, right? They bring you down to their leveling of energy. And so you meet them there because they can't obviously come to you. So they gotta distract you in some kind of way or trigger you in some kind of way to make you visit them down here so that you fight the fight with them and keep yourself here instead of progressing further, my dear. Okay? Did you see that? Right? Did you see that? Just as the day dawns to the friendless and houseless beggar who roams the streets throughout the long, desolate winter night, just so tardily, just so wearily, just so cheerily came back the light of the soul to me. I have a pause. Right? Pause is pentacles. Right? That's right. So out of all this feelings of poor friendship, relationship, poor finances, and all this kind of stuff, you find this leveling of return, right? This return to, and look at 5 of Claws, 8 is supposed for the most wild, yet most deliberate scripting you now do with the perceptual shift that you have in regards to how you perceive the quill, the sword, the staff, the poke, the hurt, the pain, the sorrow, the depression, like, you know, the reason, the excuse, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. 10 of Wands. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. And so this love story, even though I go in between and I speak all about the stuff individually and all this kind of stuff, this love emerging story that's growing, that's showing, it's here. As within exudes on out. As within exudes on out, that's what this is all about. I love that. As within exudes on out, that's what this is all about. I love that. As within exudes on out, that's what this is all about. I'm excited to recall all of my dreams upon awakening. Right? I'm excited to recall all of my dreams upon awakening. I am excited to formulate questions to answers. I'm excited to formulate questions, to receive answers to things that I'm excited to learn more about. Okay? So it's the rephrasing of that which you think of, how you think of it, and the speaking of it in the way that you really truly wish to alchemize it and receive it. So it's looking at that which you say, speak, do, and making sure that it's in full alignment with that which you desire to receive, achieve successfully, right? And really just allowing yourself the opportunity to analyze that which you say and do and speak and act upon, and make sure, just really make sure that make sure that it's alchemy, its weight, what it means is really packed with that which you mean, how you speak it. Here you go. dance. You know that I love this one now because you know the type of videos I post. And if you don't know and you're new here, I love to dance. Go watch my dancing videos, my stretching videos, my movement videos, all those kind of inspirational videos that I invite you to do with me in your own time, sacred space, in your own place, in privacy too. But it's the free in me freeing the free for you to be free even more. You know what I'm saying? So if you guessed that dancing has a myriad of physical benefits, you would be right. But did you know there are a variety of well-documented mental health benefits as well? Research has shown that dancing regularly can improve memory, increase energy, boost confidence, enhance cognitive functioning, and sharpen focus, all the while reducing stress, reducing depression, and reducing anxiety. Not to mention, it's just fun. This week, set aside 15 minutes. This they don't need to ask me to do. I dance every single day. You have no idea. I dance, sing, write, express. I create content and materials, memes. I tap in. I make things. This side of me is very feverish. I love it. Like even before coming to sit here and record and have no idea what it was I was going to speak about, except that little passage from the book, I was excited to do it. You know, and so may this energy, frequency, vibration of excitability also birth to you that leveling of excitability within you, because it's encouraging you and influencing you to do the same in your own individual, unique kind of way. I like the dot. You like my stars? I might have rubbed it. I might have rubbed it. Do you see the heart? I have a heart on my tree. Okay, so this week, set aside 15 minutes each day. Do this and then comment back and let me know how you're feeling. Document prior to doing this how you've been feeling. Like, let's be really real, so that you can do an analysis of 15 minutes a day for 3 days, for 5 days, whatever. 369. Do things in 369. So do it in even 3 days, 6 days, 9. Report back, comment, and let you and share your truest facts. So that way, not just me, you don't have to tell me, but it's just too that whoever comes and reads the commenting and all this kind of stuff benefits from that too, because each one reach one, teach one. This week, set aside 15 minutes each day to put on your dance shoes and tap your heart out. If you tend towards the serious side, this is a great way to add a little balance. Start your day out with a little shake, rattle, and roll. Or if you're feeling stuck on a project, get the music going. It may feel funny at first, but by the end of the 15 minutes, you will feel a pretty noticeable shift with your mindset trending up. I love that. The people that I surround myself with now and the people that I have in my life, there's that, limited it might be, granted, but like we dance. We just, with no music, we just start dancing, singing, dancing, singing, whatever, like, you know what I mean? Mine's gonna be a little bit more on the serious side. She'd be the parents in this life, but like, loosen up, you know what I'm saying? That's the stuff. And so it's great to have connections with people that can get on the same silly wave, to let humor reign supreme in their lands and just loosen up and tap into that inner well of childlike fascination, fantasy, play, imagination, in every kind of way that is so wonderful for you. I mean, look at my shirt here. These are my friends. When I was talking about my friends I have, these are them. I even have a shirt with them. We sing, we dance. We hold hands, we do kumbaya, we go around the fire pit. Throw it all into the fire, express, get it off our chest, and light up the world. That's what me and my friends do. How about you? What do you and your friends do? Me and my friends, are you my friends? We get together and we save the world. and we sing kumbaya and do whatever we want in a healthy, wealthy, stealthy way. The key to life is not to punish yourself or to shame yourself for things that you feel are wrong that you do and all this kind of stuff too. It's about finding the healthy balance in it all. Do whatever you want. Just don't do too much of some. No, fuck that. That's horrible because then you limit all that kind of stuff. Stop thinking of things in the right and wrong perspective. Look at it from a learning, growing perspective. What can I learn from this? How can my actions serve the greatest of good in all of this? And work from that space. Stop saying, oh, I fucked up. How can I be worthy? And I've done this, or I've done this, I've done this. We've all done fucked up shit. I've stolen things. We don't have to, we're never going to be proud of the things that we have done in life that was fucked up. But you can go to the part of you that was broken, that did it, and forgive that aspect of yourself. And know that you are better now. And when you know better, you do better. As long as you're not, and again, that's that judgment free zone. As long as you're not, never mind, let that go too. Just keep at growing and learning through your growing and applying that learning. And if someone wants to bring up your past, or if someone wants to make you feel anything less than, then that person doesn't need to be in your electromagnetic field. Because they have poor judgment and choices. No, again, that's judgment. I'm transmuting a lot here. That's good. That's coming up so that we can see. Because this is how people want to go, and they handle things sometimes, and they do it very immaturely. So we're not doing those immature things. You are free to feel and have your views. I'm not here to convince you. I'm sorry that you feel that way about me. And if I ever have hurt you in the past, or if there was ever anything that I did, whatever, I apologize. There's nothing more that I can do other than that. And I wish to, whatever, I wish you the best. You don't even have to say all of that. You are free to feel how you want. Now fuck off. Say that too. Toodaloo! Sorry you don't got good taste. That kind of shit. Sorry that you don't got good taste like me and my friends. Right? So again, and people will be like, oh, this, that, this. Sometimes you become the thing that you're not in order to understand its energy, frequency, vibration. Sometimes in this life, you become the thing that you're not, and you learn immediately how wrong it is. And so therefore it doesn't happen. When you learn, you know, and you do better, right? Sometimes you have to learn through the harshness of it, because it's through that harshness of it that will let you understand intricately the energy, because you're the transmuter of that energy. Not because you are that energy, it's because you're the transmuter. You're one of the transmuters of that energy. Yeah. Okay. Till next time. This is your opportunity to like this video if you haven't already. If you haven't, what the hell is your problem? What crawled up your ass? If you watched all of this and you find not to show any kind of love, kindness, or support, yeah. Yeah. And if you then come back on another account and like it from there because it's a fake one, yeah. You've got a lot of imagination. Yeah. Anyway, this is funny. I like watching these back when they do air, whenever they do air these videos, because it'll be like time has passed, like, and I forget, like when I like post and stuff like that, like I be posting, and the airing dates are now further and further and further away. And so it'll be like, oh my gosh, it feels like lifetimes ago when I do watch it back. So this is gonna be funny because I'm gonna post this and upload it, I'm gonna put it to the airing date, and I'm not gonna watch it again to the airing date whenever I get the opportunity, obviously. And then it's gonna be funny for me. So I just crack up at a lot of the videos because I'm just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that's what happens when you having fun, right? So yeah, till next time. Love and divine alchemy to you. Oh my gosh, and thank you so much for all the new subscribers. We are almost there, reaching our latest goal, which is 1,000+ more subscribers, so that we can have a live party. So I invite you to come craft babble with me. And in these craft babblings with me, there are giveaways, there are prizes, there's engagement between you and I for the time that we go live. You can ask me questions too. This is going to be a fun meetup. You know what I mean? It's to celebrate the reaching the latest milestone of 1,000+ subscribers until we reach the goal of 10,000+ subscribers, and we're getting there. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And so yeah, right.